Hey there. Now, as anyone who knows me knows that I like to subscribe and do logic puzzles, and I subscribe to a couple of Japanese magazines, and this one is Logic Paradise. Now, as you can see here, the katakana Logic Paradise. Logic Paradise. And this is the June-July issue, which I picked up from my local Kinokuniya a couple of weeks ago. So I thought I'd do a little flip through of the magazine so you can see what kind of stuff is in it and what kind of stuff I like to do. Now, here, this says, Puzzle de oekaki, which means like drawing puzzle or scribbling puzzle, depending on how you want to translate oekaki. All right. Now, the first thing, that you're going to see is you're going to see that these are prizes that you can win by completing these puzzles. I have never actually entered them because I don't think I qualify since I don't live in Japan. But my Japanese is not nearly good enough to be able to read the rules. So, after you've taken a look at these, here's the thing. On this side, we have a really big puzzle. This is actually 180 squares by 70 squares, I believe. I've never actually completed one of those. And then we get to the color puzzles. Now, these are usually multiple colors. I tend to do these in ink with markers, usually Tombows. This is your usual Oekaki style. This one is what's called a Linka Pix Puzzle. I've also seen them called paint by pairs or number net. And you're connecting numbers of the same color using a path of squares that equals the numbers that you're connecting. And you end up with a picture much like one of these, but these tend to have less white, much fewer white squares in them. And now each of these, this is a usual, just as a spot the difference puzzle, or what do they call that? Sagashi, Machigai Sagashi, or something like that. Now, each of these magazines, and this goes across from pretty much all of the different types of magazines, have a mini book. And this actually says mini book. This is Hayatoku, which means quick solve. Presento. So if you, I'm guessing, if you get these particular, right there, see? If you get it in by May 20th, you can enter a special drawing. And these puzzles here tend to start off being a little small, and then they go up to like 20, that's 20 by 20, then we got some 25 by 25, and some Sudoku, or in this case it says Nanpure for number place, and that's because in Japan, Sudoku is a registered trademark of Nikori Publishing, so nobody else can call it Sudoku in Japan. This one is called Slitherlink, but here, because in Japan Slitherlink is a registered trademark of Nikoli, this is called Loop Course. These are the rules. Now this puzzle is you do all the small puzzles on these pages, and then you have to compare them with the picture here. And then the answer that you would submit for the contest would be whichever one of these 8 solutions is a picture that is not in the drawing. Let me get into the usual regular puzzles. I'll just go ahead and I'll flip past these since these are all pretty much this. This is the kind of puzzle I tend to do a lot of. These puzzles, whenever I've run across them, tend to be solutions that involve kanji in some way and wordplay, which I don't understand nearly well enough to be able to get the joke. or get the solution. Genki pai. That means extremely cheerful. And the solutions here, that's inu, which is dog. That's monkey, saru. Now this maze here will create a picture. In fact, these are the possible solutions, which I will not read out because you don't spoilers. And then this is your basic same kind of style, but because it's got an odd shape, the solution will sort of fit this weird shape. This is your general logic puzzle that you're probably quite familiar with. Crossword, I have no clue what this is. I think it's you're finding a path through the maze that creates a sentence. The letters page. These are some of the things you can use to send in your solutions. And then we get to the fold-outs. Now, every single magazine of this particular, of Logic Paradise, I should say, comes with at least 2 to 3 pages of fold-outs. And these puzzles tend to be, let's see, this one is 80 squares by 60. And in a lot of them, the two that are in the middle like this will be panoramic puzzles, much like the fold-out that I showed you at the beginning. And the reason these are not, we will get to a little bit later. So I have some more fold-outs. Now more of the answer cards, yada yada. Now every single issue of Logic Paradise has this Mama-san manga, which is a mystery manga. Then you can solve the case or solve the story by solving a couple of the puzzles in the manga. And again, these puzzle solutions will come into play a little bit later. And once you have the solutions, you'd write them here. You can send that in for the prize. I've seen some other ones where at the end, actually, you see like a little silhouette that has this long sequence of text that is then filled in using clues from in the manga. Now, these puzzles in the back of the magazine tend to be a lot larger, and these tend to run somewhere around 50 by 60 on average. And so there are a whole bunch of those. I'll just go ahead and skip ahead. Now, the answers, this is for the February-March issue. As you can see, we've got the big puzzle there. Some of the larger fold-out solutions, a dot-to-dot solution. And that one is one freaking huge puzzle. So is that one. And that is why there are no panoramic puzzles in the middle of this magazine, because this one contains a fold-out in the back. And this one is poster-sized, like that. It's huge! And again, it's one I'll probably never complete on my own. And then we have the solutions for previous month's color puzzles. This is a Linka Pix puzzle. As you can see, there's a lot less white, a lot more color in there than these regular ones. And then that's the whole magazine. And this is an ad for their little mini magazine that tends to have really cute pet pictures on the front. So this is the kind of magazine that I get. I have several other different magazines, which I will show later. But I hope you enjoyed this flip through. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a like, and I will see you real soon. Bye-bye.